morning, everybody. It's 10:33, and I'm headed to my clinical makeup. And I can honestly say, at 10:33 on a Friday, holy crap, it's been a long day. Got up pretty early this morning because I was anticipating getting Sarah ready and getting ready for her individual planning meeting at Trudeau. It's a yearly meeting that they have. They used to mean something, but they really don't mean too much anymore. It used to be where they reviewed how a person did on their goals the previous year. It was a time to sit down and talk to the person and the family and the providers and see what the person wanted to do for the next year, what areas they wanted to have support in. You know what? Now it's just a mandatory meeting run once a year by strangers who don't know my sister. And they really are strangers. The person running this IP, I read a report that she had done, and she listed that Sarah had no family involvement, which I just find hysterical. But she knows. So, whatever. So anyway, all ready for this meeting. The person planning the meeting didn't even know who Sarah's state social worker was, so I called and got that all squared away. But anyway, so I got Sarah up this morning, and she just woke up really crabby, which, she usually wakes up a little hard and, like, a little slow and just kind of, but she doesn't wake up cranky, and she woke up cranky this morning. And so I was like, what's up? And, I thought maybe her knee was hurting her because she has been not wearing her AFO for the last 2 weeks. And, with everything going on and whatever, I've, been giving her verbal prompting on, your knee's hurting. I don't think it's related to not wearing your AFO. And for people out there who don't know what AFOs are, they're supportive brace devices to kind of help her because she has a foot that kind of torques out on her, which puts a lot of pressure on her knee. They're very uncomfortable, they're very hot, they're very sweaty, and if people don't help you maintain your weight, they get very tight. They can cause a lot of blistering and a lot of skin breakdown. So, it's good to use them, but you got to be careful not to use them too much, because then if you have skin breakdown, then it takes weeks for that lesion to heal, and now you've kind of damaged that skin, so you've really kind of screwed up how much time that person gets using their AFO, So anyway, she's just really cranky, and she's cranky about the whole AFO thing. And I said, look, just wear your AFO this morning till your IP, which was at 10:30. And, if you do that, I will treat you to breakfast at Dunkin' Donuts. Well, it's kind of funny because she, a little bit later, she was kind of upset. And I said, what's the matter? I'm just like, my stomach hurts, my head hurts. I'm like, oh, great. And she has been really snotty lately, so she's definitely coming down with something. But, she didn't want any food or beverage type product that I offered, and that got me concerned because Sarah never turns down. Sarah very rarely turns down an edible thing, unless it's something she really doesn't like. So anyway, long and short of it is, I had my whole day planned out where, we were going to race down to Trudeau, get her to the workshop. I was going to study for a little bit, then go to her IP at 10:30. Then I was going to run to Brockton Hospital and end up being late, but make up my clinical. Then my mom was going to pick her up this afternoon, and then I was going to rendezvous and get her because she has to leave at 2:30, and I don't get out of Brockton until 3. So I had it all planned out. So then I said to her, well, here's what we'll do. We'll just lay low this morning. We'll go easy, and we'll just go down for your meeting at 10:30. Because I kept asking her, do you want to call in sick today? No! Sarah never wants to call in sick. My poor mom used to get these hellacious calls because Sarah would be sick but insist that she was going to work or school, and then she'd barf all over the bus, And my poor mom would just look like, Mother of the Year. So anyway, I had her go lay down, and then at 8 o'clock, she sat up in bed and she was crying and carrying on, literally belly aching. And she's like, I just don't want to go. I don't feel good. And I'm like, okay, you don't have to go. So then at that point, I start sending all the phone calls out. Sarah's not coming, Sarah's not coming, Sarah's not coming. Which really typically would have been one phone call, but because of the meetings today, I called her counselor, I called the state, I called the lawyer, the whole shebang. Called everybody. So, I no sooner get done calling everybody, and she goes, I think I'm going to try to go to Trudeau. And I just looked at her and I said, how come? And she goes, because today's pizza day. Which I just think is so funny. So here she is, sick to her stomach, but she knows she loves pizza, So, I feel weird talking at a stoplight. People are looking at me and who the hell is that crazy lady talking to? But whatever. So then I tell her, I'm sorry, I already started making phone calls. I started looking for people to come stay with you so I can go make up my clinical, this is a done deal, I said, but I'll go to Dunkin' Donuts and get your stuff and, you just lay low. So she didn't really argue too much. She wanted to get the AFO off. And I'm kind of realizing now. So she got out of wearing her AFO today, but she still got her Dunkin' Donuts breakfast. So I kind of think that's funny. I'm not sure whether she did that on purpose and really is capable of that type of manipulation, or it's just kind of funny how it worked out. But anyway, so I said, if you want pizza, we're going out to Guido's tonight for dinner, and if your belly can handle it, you can order pizza then. So that kind of made her feel better. I think she really is sick, but I think that she's just not able to care for herself properly when she's sick. Which again brings up another issue, At Trudeau, she didn't always have the option to stay home when she was sick. She was sent on to the workshop. She was, people didn't check out and see where she felt she was at. It was determined and dictated a lot by the staffing pattern. So I can understand why it was difficult for her to make that choice this morning, because she doesn't really get that choice. She has a staff person who is busily trying to usher everybody into a van and get them off, and there's no time to be patient or to talk or to give her time to work it out. So that was probably a little new and weird for her. Things actually worked out really well today because Poppy's aide is at the house till noon. And then Poppy and Sarah will hang out together for a little bit. They both have my number where I'm at, and I'll probably call and check on them probably around 12:15 to cover the gap. And then probably 12:30, 1 o'clock-ish, my husband will be zooming in and he'll check up on them. And then he has to go run and do something, and then I will be home in the afternoon to kind of check on them and see what's going on, and then I have to go to a doctor's appointment. I may take her with me. So anyway, it kind of all worked out. There's enough coverage there and safety, and there's enough people in and out of my house and at my house that, Poppy's not able to, physically help Sarah up if she falls down or something, but he is able to make a phone call and, and my neighbor's also home today, so I called them just to say, hey, would you check in on him? So I think across the board, everybody's covered and safe. So we're good. But, this all takes place by 9 o'clock in the morning. Then I'm doing loads of laundry and trying to get dressed and kitty litter and garbage and recycling and taking the dogs for a hike. And so all this before 10:30. But I'll tell you, somebody from my class called, and I had been sharing a rather interesting story. You know what? This is getting a little long, so I might continue it on to another